Most artists know exactly how to drop music, but it's the release day strategy that kind of messes them up. The harder part is usually figuring out how to continue the conversation after you release the music, which is completely different from uploading the cover art, sharing the song, or sharing a Spotify or Apple link. Even just posting the music video isn't going to be the only thing that can catapult your growth. And the truth is, realistically, most artists are just the creative and the talent. So you don't have an A&R, you don't have a marketing department, a content director, a creative director. You kind of just go with it how you plan on your own. Since this is the case for a lot of artists that are not signed, after they release the music, it's this period of like, okay, now what? But that's where a release strategy comes in. So in this video, we're going to discuss how your release should create multiple opportunities for your viewer or listener to rediscover the same song. So let's get into it. Welcome back to Label Me. Thank you so much for watching this video. We're trying to grow the community. So if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to see more videos just like this one. So the number one thing that I did to really help me figure out exactly where am I trying to go after I release this song or this project was me changing my mindset. I had to shift my mindset completely from how do I get discovered to if I were discovered tomorrow, what would I already have established and what would I already kind of want to protect? So this is the period where you kind of want to ask yourself, what would people find if they found you? What does your brand or your fan base even look like? Do you have a specific demographic of people that you know are listening to your music or will connect to you or relate to you on a music level? Do you have a recognizable image or logo or aesthetic? Do you have performance experience? Have you performed on stage? And would your music business be organized? So would you have more than just streams that are generating income? All of these things are valid questions that you should be asking yourself if you were to be discovered. Instead of waiting for someone to build your career for you, this is how you start building the infrastructure to grow your career yourself. As an artist seeking anything, the goal isn't to be discovered. The goal is having something that is worth discovering. So after you had all the fun making the music, because that's the part we love, it's now time to figure out exactly what you want from this release. Is this just to add to your catalog? Are you creating some sort of goal around building your streams or building your fan base? Do you want more followers, new listeners? Are you trying to build an email list? Are you trying to focus on growing your YouTube channel? All of these goals could be real. All of these goals could be goals that you have for this specific release. But here's the time where you want to really, really chop it down and highlight one key thing that you want to focus on with this release. And even if that's just pushing yourself to put out a different type of music than you normally would, then that's perfect for how you're going to build the world around this release. And because different songs require different strategies, making the song just blow up is not really a strategy. You want to pick something that you can actually work toward. And so, of course, the music making is the fun part, but here's the part where we really decide who we show up as. Additionally, after you shift that mindset from how do I get discovered to how do I build something worth discovering, this is where you want to think like your own label. Mainstream artists are not alone. Mainstream artists have multiple people helping with multiple different departments. So since you're a team of one, you're going to want to use different hats for different parts of your career. Labels have budgets and mainstream artists have people in charge of each department. Independent artists don't have that same money or maybe even that same manpower, but this is how you can think in departments. You don't necessarily need 8 different employees or team members on each part of your career. You just need to identify which jobs need to get done. And then this is where you determine what can you actually do? What can you take it upon yourself to achieve and complete? What can you learn if you don't know? And what eventually should be outsourced and not even done by you altogether to kind of allow you to focus more on the talent and the direction and where you're trying to go. And when you treat your artistry like a business, then the release becomes a whole project, something you can really pour yourself into. And this is where the fun starts. After releasing the song, you want to create a secondary release for the music. And a secondary release could be anything that's like a physical good, maybe merch, or even any type of collectibles. You never want to make the song the only thing that your listeners can interact with. A lot of artists like to make merchandise, physical CDs, vinyls. Some opt in for posters and more limited edition items. This could be shirts, hoodies, hats, And a lot of people take that extra step to really immerse their audience into exactly the world that they're in. Any type of thing that they can kind of take with them or wear or use to make them feel more connected to you on an artistic level. Just like you go to Disney World and you get the Mickey Mouse ears, you want something that they can take home, they can take away, or they can just connect with, because that just brings that artistry out even more, and it helps them really understand if they connect with you or not. E-commerce and print on demand websites can make things a lot easier for us independent artists because we don't necessarily have the space or the inventory to put everything in our room. But the merchandise for surely gives fans another way to participate in your release besides just pressing play and listening to the song. When you take the step into building your world as an artist, you want to build a brand kit that consists of fonts, logos, colors, themes, and everything that has to do with your brand. This can even be down to the photography and artwork, textures, symbols, clothing styles, and visual orientation. This is how your audience is going to identify that it's you. Every single scope inside of the brand makes the artist unique. So really figure out exactly what stands out. Look in the mirror and look at the parts that you want to share with the world, and really try and cultivate and curate so that it's refreshing for the viewer and the listener. Carrying those branding elements throughout your campaign can look like very specific colors and themes on your cover art. Your visuals are consistent inside of brand logos, theme. The merchandise supports the release, the project, or the song, highlighting the key points that you think that fan base will connect the most with. Make social content around your merchandise, around your music, and around the release to hypen up your audience and get them to be excited for something outside of just the song. After building your world, it's now time to deliver and open the doors. This is when you look for opportunities to perform and share the music. Live shows, open mics, festivals, community and college events, whatever's local in your area, start there. This not only encourages you to figure out exactly what's going to bring people out to come see, but also it pushes you to create a live show surrounding this experience. Performing gives you another reason to talk about the release and not just say, stream my song. Having a show or an event lined up that you're performing at to say things to your audience like, we're performing it for the first time, here's rehearsal footage, behind the scenes footage. And this way you can get creative with allowing your audience to understand where you are in this release and get them to come out and experience with you. Wrapping up the show, you can do things like, here's what you missed. This just makes it fun and gives you communication with your audience to be able to be interactive and engage in the content. And so it's obvious that one performance could really create multiple different pieces of content that you can repurpose on all of your social medias. And this is beautiful because as your reputation grows locally, that exact performance can help position you for more venues or better venues when other popular mainstream artists come out to your local area. A lot of event coordinators will have you in mind, especially if you rock the stage and get a great response from the crowd. And this way, your local market can kind of become a part of your release instead of just being something that you completely overlook. Your visuals by no means have to stop at live shows and music videos. You want to continue giving people different ways to experience the song. The same way Kehlani performed Folded, she created an a cappella version and an unfolded version that just gives you more vulnerability into the artist and all of the talents and abilities that they can use vocally. If you're a singer, I encourage you to make different versions and performance videos of your art and this specific release because it allows your audience to come inside more of your world and give them some more insight as to who you are and the techniques that you can use as an artist. Rehearsal footage and storytelling content is a sure way to pull people in and get them to see exactly what you're doing, maybe when the cameras aren't on you. Cinematic and also like culturally familiar content will give someone a reason to stop scrolling and engage with the content. Because even if they don't know you, this gives them something that they relate to and they do understand to be intrigued enough to even engage. This way, the music becomes attached to something that they already understand and can conceptualize. Again, if you really sit and get creative, your one song can definitely produce multiple different ideas. Creating the conversation also goes inside of press. When you have a press release, a press channel, or a media channel interview you or ask more about this release, that gives you the perfect opportunity to show the person behind the artist. Your social media only reaches the audience that you built or the audience that the algorithm gives you. Having different media opportunities gives you the opportunity to be in front of people you've never been in front of before. This way, you're benefiting from someone else's audience as well as merging your audience into what they have to offer as a press or media channel as well. So you want to look for podcasts, blog, radio stations, online magazines. The list honestly goes on, but do your research and look for the press channels that speak to your demographic. This allows you the chance to grow and again, be in front of someone you've never been in front of before. When you're pitching to these press channels, you don't want to say, I released a song. You really want to give them a story. They're asking about you as the artist. They're not asking about the art itself. You've already produced the art and shared it with your world. They've repurposed it and shared it with theirs as well. Now it's time to go deeper into the artist and what you have to offer. Highlight your backstory and why you started, your struggles and how you overcome them, when or where you made it. What are you even building as an artist? What makes this release different from your last release? Humans connect to humans. This is the time to be exactly who you are. And overall, in the end, someone could like you more than they like your music. Your personality could create the connection that you're looking for that the song couldn't. Monopolize that. So yes, self-promotion is like the number one thing that an independent artist has to do if they want to compete or even be considered in a conversation. So stop thinking professionalism begins when a record label signs you or someone discovers you. Because the truth is, that might not ever happen. But if it did, it's normally because someone already has something established that the label can help pour into or they want to remove. Promotion begins with you. It begins with how you show up, how you work, how you introduce yourself, and most of all, your professionalism. As an independent artist, your reputation relies on it. So as the independent artist right now, you are the investor, you are the shareholder, and you are the talent. But that does not mean that you have to stay alone. Every single independent artist, along with any other industry, you need a team. But when you need help with things that you simply can't achieve as a one-man show, your team has to be there to save you. Stop measuring the lifeline of your career based on one project or one release. And to add to that, stop measuring the lifespan of the release by the first released week, because one song can drag on for years. And sometimes people are discovered from a song that was created many moons before the artist that they are today. And again, one song can become your introduction to an entirely new audience. And every new moment and opportunity just gives you another reason to bring attention back to the song. Instead of just posting stream my song, create multiple different opportunities for a new person to discover or connect with your music. So before we leave, ask yourself, if somebody important discovered me tomorrow, what would they discover? Would they find an artist that is waiting for an opportunity to be made? Would they find an artist who has already started building their own career? You don't have to wait for a label to give you permission to build your own audience, develop your image, sell products or merchandise, perform, get press interviews, build a team. And on the upper hand, when you're unsigned, you get to protect what you create. The lows feel lower, but when you get to a high, it's going to feel like you're on top of the world. I've been there. So build the leverage around yourself and let people discover something that's already moving. The goal is not to look like you have a label behind you. The goal is to stop waiting for a label to actually just take yourself seriously. Thank you for tuning back in to Label Me. We will talk soon. Bye.